Hello my fellow dreamers and believers, my name is Demonte and welcome back to Buried. We just got done with chapter 1, now we're on to chapter 2. Alright. We're standing on the thin platform what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well lit but not old. There are small overhead lights that is very dim, as if they were running an emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless and is almost dizzying, but there's a small light further ahead and then the space that breaks the monotony of this tunnel's curving surface. Another platform maybe. This understanding comes with a very strong sense of trespassing. I am definitely not supposed to be here. I'm gotta stay quiet. If I know I'm not supposed to be here, I gotta stay quiet. I keep my mouth shut. I don't understand what kind of situation I'm in, so there's no need to alert whoever might be here. The reality is what I am seeing is sinking in. Wherever this place is, it reached way underground. That seems impossible to me, making everything that's on the other side of this tunnel dangerous as far as I am concerned. But of course, I'm gonna go on human curiosity is gonna see it to that. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sound, something like the faint hum of machinery. I can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, and the right is not so much. It makes me uneasy. This makes me uneasy because I get the sense that there's one wrong turn in a place like this, and I'll be wandering for hours. Looking each way, I jerk my head right as soon as I hear an unmistakable sound of someone walking. Footsteps. Did I really hear something? I wonder as my eyes strain to see anything. I wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. So those are my options. To the left are flickering lights, indicated that I'll be able to see. There's also a humming of machinery, a sign of life. To the right is just darkness. So I also see footsteps in that, but also hear footsteps in that direction. I prefer to. Let's go with left. I need sight. I need sight more than anything. I need to know where everything is. Let's go left. You decided to head left into the lights. Seems smart to stay in the light. Left it is. As long as I'm able to see where everything is, then I'm fine. Try to avoid as much darkness as I can. As I head left, the lights ahead are like beacons in the dark, luring me forward. I wonder if it's a good or bad thing that they left the lights on for me. I think to myself, I tried to be funny, but I end up creeping myself out instead. As I near the lights, I hear the humming of machinery grew louder, but it doesn't sound like any machine I've ever heard before. Now fully stepping into the light, I hear that the sounds of machinery are coming from an area on the left side that is protected by a guardrail. Wisps of bright blue light dance on the walls as they leak out from whatever is below. I also notice a post sign that says danger, severe radiation poisoning. Ooh. I'm not trying to get sick in this situation. Let's stay back and move forward. I don't think I should go get near whatever is down there. I studied the blue lights for a moment and then turned away. I had enough problems as it is. I don't think I need to add radiation poisons to my list. I step away and take off down the tunnel again, very aware that there's probably not the smartest idea. As I start walking, I notice another structure coming from into view up ahead. No radiation poison for me. I try to avoid getting sick at all. Oh my god. Okay. As I head further into the tunnel, I reach another platform. I'm looking and trying to process where I am right now when I suddenly hear the rapid footfalls of someone running towards me. They're sprinting. It is from the dark side of the tunnel, and fast. I can't see anything, but the footsteps echo towards me. Having not seen or heard anyone else in here, I have no idea if they are dangerous or not. I realize I only have a few seconds before they be on top of me. Hide and attack. Thinking fast, I duck under the platform and hid in the shadows. I wait for a few seconds as the runner gets closer and closer, still cloaking in the dark. At the moment when they were about to come into the light, I lunged at them. We both go down, rolling an exhaust press escapes them from the grunts. I tell that it's definitely a man. I end up on top of him, pinned on the ground, and then finally realize seeing his face. I can't believe my eyes, it's Dennis! Dennis, what the hell are you doing down here? I left you on the lodging site. I immediately released my grip and helped him up. Oh my god, Roger, it's you. I was about to have a heart attack. What the hell, man? I'm sorry, I said, gulping in there. My heart is racing. I didn't know it was you. How did you get down here, I asked. And why did you go down here? You didn't seem to fit to move. He bends over and pulls his hands on his knees, breathing heavily. I can see that the gash on his side is inflamed now. It's not safe up there, he said, as though he explains everything. I started to run and get away and ended up here. Get away from what? I was waiting for you, and there was where we last spoke, and I heard something in the woods. At first, I thought it was a car radio, something crackling static, but it was much louder, like some kind of demon. It got louder and louder, and it freaked me out. I just started running. I fell into some kind of sinkhole, and damn ground just fell from under me. I ended up in this weird hallway that led me to this tunnel. He paused, as if evaluating everything, whether he was just about to say it's crazy or not. Well, you're here now, and honestly, I'm glad to see you, I say. What did you say we checked out this platform and see if we get some answers? There's light coming from the platform, but there's the overhead lights that are dim and red emergency lights. I started to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused a power outage in this place, whatever this place is. The ringing out noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think that this sounds some sort of alarm. When we come to the large open area ahead of the tunnel, it further resembles a subway station. As much as I tried to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We have stumbled into some high-tech transportation system that is buried underneath the forests of Kentucky. It makes absolutely no sense, and it creates an entirely new sort of fear as to what the hell is we have walked into. I noticed that Dennis seems confident though. When we reach the large opening, we have to climb over the rails up onto the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches the large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor and lets out a heaving breath. You know what? Dennis said, exacerbated. I don't know. I can't speak right now. This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. On top of worrying about my crew and the matters of whatever we are, I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. I don't wanna say just leave. I don't wanna leave him. Cause I was worried that something might have happened to him. Like, get up, pull yourself together, Dennis. Come on. I'm ashamed that I'm getting irritated with him. Oh, you think I'm just relaxing here? He said sarcastically. Sorry if I'm slowing your progress. Great plane you got here, by the way. His response made my blood boil. I don't need this shit from him right now. That's for sure. Help him get up slowly. I can't stand the guilt anymore. A sappy apology comes out of my mouth before I can clamp my lips down against it. I'm sorry I lost my temper, I said. It was uncalled for, but I'm under some stress here, and I'm sure you can understand. He hesitates for a moment, and I'm sure that he'll ignore me, but he surprised me. I get it, he says. Apology accepted. As for me, sorry for being a jerk. Apparently, bleeding out makes me kinda high-strung. Dennis is always high-strung, and it's about 2 harsh words away from trading punches with someone, but I keep that to myself. We exchanged an awkward look and put it behind us. It is no different than some argument we might had on the job site over a few beers. One thing is for sure, I'd much rather be arguing with him over a few beers than here in this nightmare. I reach down, help him to his feet, and then we get ourselves up to the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a log hallway exiting the platform area. And it's at this point that I realize that those red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here. We're in an unknown situation. I don't want to let other people know where the hell we are. We gotta stay quiet. I'm still not sure if I want to alert anyone to the fact that there are strangers in this secret place. And the thought of hearing a scream, or even my own scream, in an empty place is too much to bear. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a sick sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing with what sort of place this might be. It's obvious that it's meant to be a secret, and if it is supposed to be a secret, there was a power outage recently. Maybe most everyone has been evacuated. This thought doesn't help, but this does nothing to make me feel any better as we work towards the platform exit. We step inside and it seems just as empty as ever other place we've come through, weakly illuminated by more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. Oh my god. I don't want to fight with her. Oh, this is the red makes it more irritating, more eerie. I meant to say. Whew, my throat. The hallway reminds me of a hospital wing, but there's something not quite right about it. The first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming to the woods. It looks like it was recently in use, despite the dim emergency lights overhead. There are chairs against the walls, and the floor looks well clean as do the walls. The ringing noise is definitely coming from here, and the small flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash along with it. That ringing noise is an alarm, I say, if only to confront my own thoughts. But from what? Dennis asks. And then he asked a question that seems to be on my mind since I found the little building in the woods. What the hell is this place? We exchange a look that speaks volumes. We reach the end of the hallway to hear a sound like a large metallic grinding. This is followed by a clicking noise and an uncertain noise of a generator kicking on. So I figure yep. Ooh, fuck me. So backup generator essentially. Jesus Christ. I need water. I'm gonna press on. Without warning, the facility jolts to life in the red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced by bright white fluorescent ones. That mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Somehow the power being back on urges us on. It is then that I notice that ringing noise has stopped. So it had been an alarm. But for what? Just a power failure? We head down the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding eerie overhead. Other than that, the place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long with two main doors. One door opens to a large room and it looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and papers strewn on it. Across the hallway, another door looks like a laboratory of some sort. Then it slumps against the wall in defeat and lets out a scary sounding chuckle. Something funny, I ask, as a dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Then it just keeps chuckling as he slides down to the floor. I'm just gonna sit here while you look around, he says. This look in his eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of the road. Let's enter the conference room. So conference rooms for me is like you get more information, at least some written information about it, about anything that's going on. A large table sits in the middle of the room, lined with a series of chairs. It looks like something straight out of a showroom. The well-lit whiteboard hangs on the wall and there are scattered papers on the desk. Let's look at the whiteboard. A few things are scribbled on the whiteboard, mostly formulas and names. Fuck. But there are some things that are easy to understand, things that make my blood go cold. Subject 6, cause of death, embolement or aneurysm, or both. Ideas of new delivery mode, spherical liquid induced comatose state first, terracore core, possible plutonium supplier. Look at papers on the table. Most of the papers are printed out of codes and equations that go way over my head, but there are also handwritten notes that don't make me feel any better about our situation. I read through them and see scrawled notes that says things like last experiment failed, overdose before transport, levels indicated cellular catabolism, question mark, more leading shielding to export suits. Measurements makes no sense. Let Barsdale know about possible Higgs field fix. Outside the hallway I hear Dennis grunting. I head out to the room and see he's still sitting on the floor, but I don't get very far because as I exit, a man comes rushing around the corner with the automatic rifle in his hand. Oh shit! Oh shit. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man's carrying this young with messy dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if maybe he lives down here. He has a look of a guy who's been cooping up for too long. He doesn't seem to have the kind of person that I trust with a gun in a stressful situation, as He sees us in the doorway. He screams and brings the gun up and aims directly at my head. Ooh, I don't know if he's gonna fire at me. Puts my hands up in the air. That's my first reaction. I put my hands up in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to go into this surreal, surrendered state. Maybe it's because it feels like like a dream. Maybe because I feel like I'm snapped away if a maniac pulls the trigger. Who are you? How did you get in here? The man asks harshly before we can answer. He continues to speak. I don't recognize you. If you're here, you have to have sneaked up by the security mics in the entrance hall. What? I asked, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asked. Did you do this? The man eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that tells me he is scared. We're just loggers. His eyes look distant for a moment, and he says, "Bullshit!" But for some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, he says, and it's back on now. But if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Something happened in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The armed man asks, thrusting a gun on my face. How the hell did we get in this situation? I think to myself. If only I had left that damn ring noise alone, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if we wanted to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him, and then again, he might have answers. We are looking for our crewmates, but for right now, we have to say it's just us to make it feel like there's no one else he used to be looking for. No, it's just us. The man looked at me up and down, trying to tell if I'm lying. What happened before you came here, he asked. No clue, I said. I opened my eyes on the ground and don't remember anything. The last thing I remember was filled up my power, and I was filling up my power, and I saw that I was on my ass. We could hear the alarm from where we were, and there was a flash of light, Dennis added, like a bubble coming out of the ground. But how did you get in here? The man asked. I pointed down the hall towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I'm still very alarmed, aware of the gun that is level less than a foot away from my face. Please, put the gun down. You asked him to calmly put the gun down. The only way I'm putting this rifle down is after I blow your brains out, the man says. With that, he sticks the muzzle gun in my face. It's a childish move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control now. He then levels the rifle at Dennis. I can only assume that it's because his wounds make him appear to be the weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looked back and forth between the barrel of the rifle and at me, his eyes pleading for help. You're not going to hurt my friend. Step between the gun and Dennis. Before I'm fully aware of what's going on, I stepped in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem to be a little confused by my actions, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I said, but we are here by mistake. Well, you have no business here, the man says, but now that the power is on, I think it might be too late anyway. For what? I asked. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of his rifle. The man then repeats the question he asked before, the one that makes no sense, and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? He said. You assholes from the Pentagon? I'm not sure about how to take this question. Is this guy joking? Yes, and I'm the president. Nah, in this situation, the gun is at my chest. He can fire at me at any moment. Now's not a chance to play. No, what the hell are you talking about? No, I said, we're just loggers. Something blew up, my friend got hurt. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Likely story, the man says, but I see a flicker of recognition in his face that makes me think they might believe me. Still, his grip on the gun is as tight as ever. The look of his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. You both just stand still, he says. Sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forward, as if it has an invisible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee that he won't pull the trigger. Look, he says, we don't want any trouble. We're just as confused as you are. And then, in the moment so fast, I just about missed it. Dennis lunged forward. I had no idea how he moved so fast. Just 30 seconds ago, I was worried about how close to death he looked, but now he moved lightning fast. His left arm coming down the barrel of the gun like a club. in the commotion, the man does pull the trigger. The booming noise is deafening, and there's a moment where I think I've been hit. It takes a clanging noise of the round tearing through the floor at my feet to help me realize that I had not been shot. I look to the floor and see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. I'm paralyzed and shocked for a moment as Dennis and the man fly over the possession of the gun. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall I could use as bludgeons, but I now have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. Oh my god, I'm not trying to get anyone hurt. This is a stressful situation. I'm worried that if I leave Dennis just to get a weapon, he will get shot. But I need to do something. I have to just get in there and help Dennis out. 2 people can easily overpower 1 person. Dennis has the man pinned to the ground, but isn't strong enough to keep him down. As I fall to the floor to help, the barrel of the rifle swings right in front of my face. I reminded how close I had come to being shot. On my knees now, I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I don't punch someone often, never really. I'm not usually the brawling type. Still, it is apparently effective. The man snaps back hard and his grip on the gun loosens. Dennis grabs the gun and falls to the floor, clearly wounded in the pain. Our attacker is immobilized, and I can feel a shift in the situation. Yet, although he is basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him, a desire that builds with each second to look at him. Ooh. He doesn't have a weapon now. But he might try to attack Dennis, because Dennis has the gun. Nah, we need him to understand the situation. We took it easy on the man. He's definitely out now, no threat, or at least that's what I think. But he surprised me by mustering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting with my forehead. My eyelids swelled to the size of a grate almost immediately. It seems like this last attack is more to spite me than to defend himself. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slashes into the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands the rifle over to me, and I take it with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped between me and that gun, Dennis says. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I said, although I had known such thing. Still, thanks man, that was some heroic stuff. You would have done the same, right? Dennis says nothing. His eyes look to the floor. What do we do now, boss? Dennis asks. We've come this far and I want answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I take a hard look at the man before I reply. We get answers from this guy. No answers, man says. I don't have any. Next time, I won't just hit you, I said. I plunge the rifle towards him. Now get up. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly and he leans against the wall for support. I can feel my swollen eyelid from where he kicked me earlier. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Okay, let's move, I said, pointing the gun further down the hallway. We've come this far, and I got not going to let this guy stop us. We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. A single elevator waits for us. Its steel sliding doors larger than a normal elevator. Yo, that is Yo, that's a very stressful situation though, man. Oh, shit. Before I get into an elevator with this guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have a gun. What's your name, I ask. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but it gives me a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any ideas where they might be? I ask. No, he says curtly, not bothered to elaborate. There's gotta be some useful information to get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig for it. I need first aid kit for my friend here, I said. Where might I find one? Down to the 2nd floor, he says, but we can't go there. What's on level 2? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. You must be aware you're inside a classified government facility, he says. It makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I'm sure our government will want you to help save my friend, so take me to the first aid kit. I can't, he says. You don't have clearance. Hell, I barely have clearance. Then, seemingly to himself, he mutters, I make this place run. And not even a thank you, just a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a freaking chaperone. I interrupt his monologue. We're going We're going to that first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder for a moment what sort of trouble I could get in for hitting a government employee, which makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he had come at us with a rifle. It makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong in this place. An explosion in the woods, or whatever hell happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or to ask him sympathetically. I don't want to threaten him because he will lose trust in us. So that's why I'm not trying to ask for help. Look, it hasn't been the best day. We're trying to find what's going on, to find our crew, to survive. I know that this isn't a normal situation down here, but it looks like all your protocols have been blown to hell. Can you help us? He looks at me sternly, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you. With an untrusting glare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, pushing a small keypad at the door. He punches in a numerical code on the keypad, and we hear the slightly mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightening sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The sheer steel door slides open with a whisper, revealing the interior. Okay then, so we're fine. Now, even though I don't trust Marcus. I don't trust him at all. Because at any given point in time, he could easily just turn on us. But at this point, we need to try to reason with him. It's exceptional. It's exceptionally well lit. It looks to be made of stainless steel. I have expected things to take off at the speed of light. There's another small keypad in front of the right panel at the door with the options of 3 sub-level floors. Looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So after we get a first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here, I asked. We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power's back on, the whole place is put on lockdown. What? Can't you override it? No, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't. Marcus looks deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans to the corner and almost falls to the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly, we start to move down. The humming and grinding of the car's motor fills the space. What can you do? Marcus bristles at the question, but I think it's fair. I mean, he's not allowed to unlock the doors or even get medical supplies. Why keep a guy around who can't even grab a band-aid without permission? Without me, nothing will get done here, Marcus answers to me. These people think that they're so brilliant, but some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. The top code in my class at MIT, and I'm stuck living underground, helping idiots who doesn't even trust me with the keys. What's going on here? Marcus shakes his head. You may as well shoot me. I can't tell you. Why not? It's beyond classified. All the things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean? I asked, starting to get irritated. I mean that even if I want to tell you what sort of work is done here, I don't know enough about. Did he say that he is a custodian? How big is this place? It's a government facility of the highest secrecy, Marcus said. A research facility. It goes 4 stories underground, and quite frankly, it scares the piss out of me that you two got in here so easily. Why is that? I asked. This is a Black Ops graveyard, he replies. Even the CIA doesn't know this place exists. Huh. What's your job? I handle the IT work and make sure the database is up and running. It's a 24-hour, 24/7 job. I haven't seen sunlight in almost a year. I wonder what staying in a place like this for that long would it do to someone's mind. I was recruited, he continued. Because of the workload, no one else wants this job, but I don't really mind being myself, no family. Plus the IT is some crazy shit. Crazy how? This place generates over 100 terabytes of data per day, he answers, getting the slightest bit of excitement before his face falls again. What knocked out the lights? Seems like some sort of power outage, Marcus said. That's all I know. There was an outage and then what? Dennis asked weakly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. bad how? The whole place seemed to shake when the lights went out. I was checking the monitors and then it happened. Everything went dead. It took no more than a minute or so before I started hearing the screams. People were being killed by something. I tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only last for a little bit on the backup system. But what I saw... What? I asked, feeling a sharp, fierce warm its way into my guts. Well, what I saw on the screens for that little bit of time made no sense. It made me get the gun from the security vault. I think whatever it is still down here. Hold on, I said. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room as the security cameras in this place? Marcus gives a grin that looks nearly insane. There are guns locked away in every room in this place, just in case, you know. So we're still in danger here. As he opens his mouth to answer, the elevator comes to a stop and the door slide open. Marcus is out right away without a word. He makes his exit, then heads directly for the glassed-in room that is filled with computer monitors and high-tech equipment. Dennis and I follow behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my head. What hell kind of government facility keeps loaded guns in emergency vaults in every single room? End of chapter 2. Shit, man. Holy God. This is so interesting. Curiosity. You and 39% of players obey the warning signs to stay away from the glow. Selflessness. You and 64% of players stepped in front of Dennis to protect him from Marcus. Mercy. You and 65% of players were easy on Marcus after he was surrendered. Alright, after this, I'm just going to end this video here, because my God, my throat hurts, and if I try to continue on, it's just going to, fuck up my throat. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed, please like, share, and comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video, and if you want to expect more from this, and I'll just leave it down below. And as always, guys, keep dreaming.